Welcome to the Boat Galley Podcast. I'm Carolyn Sherlock, here with tips, reviews, and how-tos for your cruising adventure. This episode of the Boat Galley Podcast is sponsored by Marmara Imports. Their hand-loomed, fair trade, organic cotton Turkish towels are highly absorbent, dry quickly, fold flat, and are soft and luxurious. Perfect for life aboard. Use coupon code PODCAST10 for 10% off any order of $40 or more. MarmaraImports.com. More than a towel.
Slow down, slow down.
Ah, man. Getting ready to go cruising. Those last few weeks. It's a total emotional roller coaster. I originally wrote this in the summer of 2015, as we were moving out of our house and returning to full-time cruising. We'd cruised full-time from 2002 to 2008, then lived ashore dealing with some melt problems. In 2014, we returned to part-time cruising, and after 6 months decided to sell the house and become full-time cruisers again. This is the story of those last few weeks. Our local sailing club hosted its annual regatta this past weekend, and it gave us the chance to say goodbye to a bunch of friends from all over the country. Dave's been racing Y Flyers since 1965, and I since 1986, and it's how we met each other. We've been going to regattas and racing against some of these folks for a long, long time. They are good friends. It was bittersweet for us. We're looking ahead to our new adventures, but we don't know when or if we'll see some of these folks again. Yes, there's Facebook, email, and even the telephone. But it's not the same, and we know that over time we'll drift apart from all but our closest friends. As our friend Dave Irons, my cookbook co-author Jan's husband, gave a goodbye speech at the trophy ceremony on Sunday, Dave and I both sat there in tears. And so it's been over the last few weeks as we've told people that we're leaving to live on our boat full time. While we're flattered that so many people seem as though they'll genuinely miss us, it can be hard when we're also excited about our future plans. It has been an emotional roller coaster. We're lucky in that none of our family is giving us a hard time about moving aboard. The kids and grandkids are pretty spread out, and we'll probably see them almost as often in the future as we have in the last few years. They don't all understand what draws us to this nomadic lifestyle, but they support us, and they did the first time we left to cruise full-time, and that was in a more remote location with less technology for staying in touch. Their support means the world to us and makes it so much easier. Selling our house was a major decision. We've only lived there for 7 years, but we did a lot of work on the house and yard. We did it ourselves, either totally by ourselves or working beside a contractor as his assistants. And we loved what we ended up with, a small house with a beautiful yard in a great location. And while we made the decision to sell it and got it ready to sell and listed it, neither one of us had a clue that it would sell the day we listed it. Yeah, we're happy about that fact, and the family that's buying it is so happy that it's made it a joy. But it was a shock, another swoop on that roller coaster. Selling our Y Flyer this past weekend was another one. Yes, we wanted to sell it, and we were happy that it's going to a friend and will be used. Over the years, both Dave and I have owned a number of Ys. 7 for Dave alone, 3 for me alone, and 3 jointly. And yes, we could someday buy another one. But really, it's the end of an era. At our ages, it's unlikely that we will seriously race Ys again. As I saw Dave give his box of boat parts, things that will never be used on our cruising boat, to a friend last Thursday, the tears just ran down my face, and I had to walk away. I've lugged my mother's fine china around for 35 years and used it twice. It didn't make sense to put it in storage again, and a friend really wanted it. I had treasured it because my mother had, but it didn't fit with my life. Overall, it was good to sell it, but emotional as well. Another one of those happy, sad moments. I could go on and on about the things we've decided to give away or sell instead of store. We're not getting rid of anything that really is important to either of us. We are keeping sentimental items, and we're comfortable with our decisions. But that doesn't mean we don't have a twinge of emotion or a realization of one phase of our lives ending. And it's happening quickly. A little over 2 months from our decision to return to full-time cruising. 6 weeks from returning home to sell the house to having to be out of it. Dave and I have cruised full-time before, and we know what it wants. When we think of our future plans, we smile. But right now, we're on this roller coaster. I wrote that 3 years ago, and rereading it, it actually was emotional for me again. If you're on that roller coaster right now, take heart. You are heading for something that you want. But do think about what you do want to get rid of, what you do want to save, and what's good about both the old and the new. Delight in both. Thanks again to our sponsor, MarmaraImports.com. More than a towel, use with imagination. And thanks to you for listening to the Boat Galley podcast. If you like this episode, be sure to subscribe and tell your friends about it. And a review is always appreciated.
Slow down.